You can find the angle of the moon when it's at this position and then when it's at that position, and that'll give me a different angle. I'm there, okay, but that doesn't really tell you anything because you don't know how big the moon is and you don't know how far away it is. Oh, well, that's right, he says. So he was willing to admit some things, so that's a good thing. Does the rule or straight line have to be parallel with the equator? Now that's interesting. I don't know. I don't know, and I think that was my own question to myself, and I don't know that. But okay, let me look at. Biggest number is half a degree. Is half a degree a number? Yeah. So he, minute 6, the biggest number is half a degree. Now this is video 2 out of 2. That was up here. That's video 2 out of 2. And at minute 6, the biggest number is half a degree. And I'm asking, is half a degree a number? You know, like, he would not put those degrees into a number value. And then when I said that seeing that straight line on the equinox disproves the flat Earth, it really disproves the AE model. That's what he said at minute 22. Let's play that and see what comes up.
Disproves flat Earth. It really disproves the AE model, the AE map of flat Earth, because it's a 180-degree circle, semicircle.
Yeah, there is something strange about it. I will grant you that, but I don't think there's enough data.
In fact, there's no data. And see, he kept going on that it was a semicircle. And on the map, sure, it's a semicircle on the map, but that's not our reality. That's the path of a sun on the Earth. And I'm wondering, are those accurate as well? Are those really accurate? And the only way we could find out if the tropics were accurate is if we had a stick and it had absolutely no shadow. Then that would mean that the sun was directly overhead. So maybe at some point somebody honest did that. I don't know. Okay, so he's saying that it does not disprove flat Earth. It just disproves the AE model. But you know what? It doesn't even do that. Then he said, that's why at minute 46:15. Listen to this.
Or it could be CGI.
Of course it could be CGI, which is why I tell people to do the stuff themselves.
So this is why I tell people to do this stuff themselves. But he didn't do it himself. That's what's just amazing about this. He didn't do it himself. Now let's see what he says here.
But what you can't say, I think you really need to do some field trips, because there has to be some data that you're not getting about the surface of the Earth itself.
Okay. So that's a very, very good question.
Good question? It was a suggestion. It was like, you have to do that. All right, what I'm going to say, I'm going to make an evaluation of his, and I hope I'm within this time frame. No, maybe not. Okay, an evaluation of his video here. Flat Earth Experiments, 4 out of 15, Path of the Sun. I'm going to say this. This is a perfect example of deception being used on our children. All they have to do is not permit the students to observe reality. Keep their heads down in the pages of a book, just like all the other prestidigitators. That's my my comment on this whole thing is that the teachers do not want them out in reality, out in the real world. When I was young, we did field trips. I don't ever remember doing a field trip on the sun. By that time, it was just accepted. They had won. They had indoctrinated all of us into believing the heliocentric model. They had elevated men in lab coats to such a height that we dare not question them. And this is what's happened. This is what the public school indoctrination system is all about. So what happens when we are going into a murder scene, and this example has been used many times. When a detective goes into a murder scene, what they do is, first they determine that the guy's dead. I mean, anybody would do that. If he wasn't, they would get the health first responders in there with an ambulance. But they gather evidence, don't they? They gather evidence. And you go from the evidence. You don't just automatically say, well, I have these preconceived notions that he was murdered, but you don't know that. But this is what all the globalists do. They go on the premise that it has to be a globe. And it's not. So they misconstrue everything. Everything. Just like this. This would be way longer because the sun would be way down here on the globe. I say it's 9.3 miles. Now, do I really know that? No. Nobody's ever proven how high the sun is. I did show a video of a pilot at 37,000 feet taking a video out of his cockpit. And that 37,000 feet is like 7 miles. And you can see the horizon above the sun. And I think that can only happen if 37,000 feet is higher than the sun. So, when the sun is very low, you would have a shadow way over here. You wouldn't have paper big enough, Charles. And then it would come back and you would have almost a straight line. And you know how I know that, Charles? Because you're living on a flat plane. You are living on a flat earth. And any data that you get is data on a flat earth. There is no spinning globe. There is no sun 93 million miles away. That has changed over the years too. Just like evolution has evolved, well, the distance of the sun has also evolved. It's changed. So there's no way to determine something like that. So you've got to get outside. You've got to get a little sun on your face, Charles. You've got to get some reality. Now, we planned a field trip down to Wildwood to look at Atlantic City, and he said that he would come. He put it in the comments that he would come on that field trip. I should have put some comments, see if we could look at some of these comments in here. 164 comments, and this is on my Gmail channel. I have 2 channels, don't forget. So there's 905 views on this one. So look over the comments. I only delete comments that are mocking. And if someone had said that, see now here, somebody says he's a shill. But, I don't think that that's something like saying he's stupid. Especially when it comes to like children. when I'm in the colleges and the college campuses, and somebody puts on a comment like, "Oh, look how stupid those kids are," I immediately delete that. I don't want any children being called names. This guy has a channel. This Flat Earth Math has a channel, so I think he could stand a little bit of criticism. So I'm not going to take down everything, but I don't like people being called names, and I don't think he's a stupid man. I think he doesn't understand perspective, and he needs to get real life evidence, because if your science does not match reality, it is not scientific. We follow a scientific method here. So I'm sorry if this was long for anybody, but this is where I stand on this. I tried to understand him and what he was doing and what he was getting at, but I was getting a lot of repeating themes, and that's always a bad sign. So I'm not stupid. Don't let the blonde hair fool you. Not for 1 second. So, yeah. I wanted to have a nice interview here. I let a lot of things go. And I hope I covered it all. I took a couple pages of notes, but all right, guys. I also have been thinking about this for a couple of days, and some other things came up, so I couldn't get to it until today. So I'm going to upload this today. It's Thursday. I hope you are all having a wonderful life, Flat Earth family. More and more of us are feeling like something's in the works happening. Still looking at mud floods and when things happen, the timeline reset. Yeah, there's got to be something to that. So keep aware of everything, but don't let that deter you from talking about Flat Earth. All those other things are ancillary, so you can talk about them. I mean, it's your business to do so if you choose, but the thing we can really prove and get people to start to understand is Flat Earth. There's some real life evidence here. And people who can think, they will see it. So, all right. Love you, Flat Earth family. Have a great day.